Wednesday show. Wow, it does. Now how do I get it off? Hide. Oh, this is cool. I like this. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Stamping at Noon with Tina. I'm Tina Carini. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Byron, Georgia. So I am happy to be here. So very excited. I look forward to my Wednesday lives with you guys to share you tips, tricks, ideas, and new techniques, or even old ones that we're bringing back. Okay, so let's see here. If you're joining us live, please say hi so that I know that you're here and I can say hi back. And everybody else can say hi as well. Please share this video, like it, and comment. That really does help me out a lot. I have been working really hard on my business, both on the business end and on the team building end of it as well. So let's see. Hey, Chris, glad you're here. Isn't that cool? You like my new trick I learned? I thought it was pretty cool. I can put this little banner up here. Pretty cool. So anyway, I wanted to remind you guys of a couple of things, but I'm going to wait till either the middle of the video in between cards or at the end. But please watch all the way through because that helps too. When you just click on and click off, Facebook kind of notices that. So I really would appreciate you guys to really give me a lot of love and support. So let's see. I know that's so cool. Thanks for sharing. So when we're ready to get busy, I'll just take it off of there. But I thought that was kind of cool. I'm learning something new all the time with this, and I'm having a lot of fun with it as well. So let's see. The technique we're going to be doing today is the masking technique. It's really easy to do. It's really a lot of fun, and it adds a little something to your projects too. A lot of times you wonder, well, how did they get that to look like that? You know, maybe you have the same stamp set, but your images don't quite look like someone else's on Pinterest or whatever. And I'm going to show you how you can do that today. We're going to do a couple of different masking techniques and then wait till the end, and I'm going to show you a couple of card samples using that technique as well. So, I know, I'm so excited too. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll take this banner off for now, and hopefully more people will jump in and join us. Let's see, I don't think I really want to put it down and get started just yet. But so you guys pray for my son-in-law, Mike. He's not feeling very well today, and with Tori being pregnant, we're really hoping it's not anything yucky, bad, you know, that crud that's going around. So, but he's not feeling well, so keep him in your prayers. And Tori is starting to have a baby bump, so she sent me some pictures, and I was so excited to see that. And she's just glowing, and she looks beautiful. She thinks she's looking fat. No, not at all. She looks absolutely beautiful. And she was reading that within the next 2 weeks, thank you very much for praying for him. She was reading that in the next 2 weeks, she's going to double in size. She goes, "I'm going to be huge." I'm like, "No, you're just going to be pregnant." She's already pregnant, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Anna, thank you for sharing, and glad to see you here. I'm going to go ahead and flip the screen down, and then we're going to get started. And let's see here. I want to move this out of the way because y'all don't want to see my keyboard. I know that you don't. All right, let me go here, and let me go here. I had to stop and think for a minute. Okay, so there we go. It's a little crooked, but I'm not going to worry about it. So this is what we're going to do. This is what I was talking about. Some of you guys may already know this technique, and some of you, this may be new to you, and some just might need a little bit of a reminder. So normally when you stamp, not normally, but sometimes when you stamp, you're trying to get your leaves to where they're not stamping on your floral images. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So it's really, really simple to do, but you just want a piece of copy paper. You can use Post-it notes too, because the Post-it notes will have a sticky edge on it, and you can stamp your image partly on that too, and then you'll have a sticky, but I'm not really worried about that. And sometimes I'll use my Tombow Mono liquid, multi-liquid purpose glue. That's a mouthful. Can you say that 3 times? So I'll just put a couple of dots on there and let it dry, and then it becomes, what do you call it, removable? Is that the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. Oh, thank you very much, Iana. Okay, so we've got some old olive cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, or you can just fold it in half. Then we have a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to be doing our stamping and masking on this. Then we have a piece here, I don't know, I think this is around a 1/2 inch, maybe a little more, for our sentiment. And we're going to move this aside because the first thing you want to do, and I already have my images blocked up here, I'm also using a celebration stamp set, the Friendly Hello. If you guys have not seen that yet, you can earn this free along with the Designer Series paper that coordinates with it. With a $100 purchase, you can choose this free. Let's go ahead. I'm inking that up with Memento, and then I'm just going to stamp it right down here. And I really should be using my piercing mat to give it a cushion, but I think we're going to be okay. It's not really a solid image. And then I'm going to use one of the leaves here, and I'm going to stamp quite a few of those. Well, I'm going to stamp 3. So we got 3. And then what you want to do is anything else that you think you're going to need the mask for, go ahead and stamp it out. And then you're going to do a little fussy cutting. I am not going to sit here and make you guys watch me fussy cut all of these. And I think most of you guys know how to do a little fussy cutting. And all it is just cutting out your image by hand with a pair of scissors. And you want to get it as close to that black line as possible. I like to cut right on the black line where I can barely see some, and then I'm not. That way that I have no halo effect around my image. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So anyway, so that's all you're going to do is just cut those out with a pair of scissors. So I've already done that. So let me show you what I've got. I just had it. Here it is. Whew, losing my mind. So here they are right here. So I've cut the bird out because I've used that one as a mask. And then here's our flowers. I did cut my little leaves because they're so little. I cut them on a Post-it note so I could have a sticky part. This one I'm just going to hold in place. It should be fine. So let's go ahead and bring in our piece of basic white cardstock. And we're going to ink up our flowers again. And I'm just going to place them about where I want them to go. And I'm not going to do anything really fancy here. So I'm just going to probably right about here. You kind of just get an idea of where you want your leaves to go and that kind of stuff. So you just kind of eyeball where you want it to go. All right, so there. So now I want to put my leaves down on here. Let me just show you real fast. I'm just going to use some scrap paper because my white cardstock is getting very low, and I placed an order several days ago and it still has not shipped. So I'm really nervous that it's not going to get here soon. So, all right, so you've got that. So then you want to stamp your leaves. I'm just going to use a little bit of my old olive here. So when you stamp them, you go down like that and see how you get them on your flowers, and you don't really want that. Now you can stamp higher, but then it looks like they're coming out from, well, that one's okay. That one turned out okay. So this stamp set does work a little better that way. But if you do it like in here, you would have had to come up more and then it would have looked like your stem wasn't, your stem isn't connected. Does that make sense? I hope that it does. All right, so we're going to come in here and we're going to line this up. This is our mask, and you're just going to line it up just like so. And you, like I said, you can use Post-it tape. You can use whatever kind of non-stick tape. What do they call that? That reversible tape or whatever that's removable. You could use that. You could use your liquid glue and let it dry, and then that works the same, and it won't tear your paper. All right, so, but I'm just going to hold this. So I'm going to come in, and I know that I want a leaf to come probably right over here, just like that. So see, if I would have done that without my mask, it'd have been all over my flower petal, and I don't want that. So now I'm going to come this way, and I'm going to do the same thing, just like, oops, just like that. And that's okay, because guess what you can do? You can just line it right back up again. Okay, so that's all you got to do to the masking technique. It is really easy, and I'm telling you, it really adds a little something to your card. I really like doing it when I have time, because it does take a little bit of time to do it. So I'm just trying to, felt like I twisted that. And you could turn your card around. It would probably be easier, especially if you're just trying this technique for the first time, to kind of stick this down. So that way you could turn your card around, so you're not having to hold it and be a contortionist with your block. But anyway, so that gives you the idea of how to do that. So now I'm going to come in with this one, and I am going to line this back up again, because I have a couple more images I want to stamp on here. I'm going to stamp the little flowered one with the little frilly little leaves on there, and I wanted that to come up right about there. So I've got that on there, and let's line this back up. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but when you color it, you're going to see what it looks like. Okay, and then I want this leaf, and I'm going to do this in black too, to kind of pull and tie in this little leaf right here in as well. So I know in my original one, I think I did use the larger one, but on this one, I'm just going to use that. And I forgot to mask my leaf, because I wanted it to go behind. So if I wanted it to go behind, I would stick my leaf on here, just like so. I know I'm going to really mess this up because I already did that. And then I would stamp this, and then that would come up behind my green leaves, like this one did, like that. But I forgot to mask it. So let's do that again. And I'm going to come in over here. I think you'll be all right. It won't look exactly like it, but I hate when I get ahead of myself, don't you? Sometimes it's like, got ahead of myself and forgot to mask my leaves. It is not a big deal. Well, if I can get this, so you can see, I probably should have put some adhesive on the back of that, but it's all right. So then I'm going to stamp my other one right there. And then I think I want another one to come out over here. So this one's going to come just like that. All right, so then when you take that apart, look at that. Is that not pretty or what? See how that is? So you have all your leaves are behind your flowers, so nothing is like stamped on top of each other and it looks like a jumbled mess. All right, so then all you have to do is just choose your method of coloring. I am going to go ahead and use our blend. So I'm going to color, I wanted light old olive. I'm just going to color in this part right here on all the black leaves. And then I'm going to show you what I did. Oh, and then we're going to color these too. I need to put my glasses on. I'm seeing double. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm just going to color in these leaves here. So just like so. I'm just doing this really fast for you guys because we have another technique to show you on how to use your masking as well, which is really cool technique too. Using a mask. Okay. So anyway, isn't that really pretty? I really think it's really cool. Let me get this. And save your masks so that you don't have to cut them out every time. They will work over and over and over again. So you don't have to cut them out every time you want to do this. Okay, one more leaf. All right, I think that's all the green. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, what colors am I using? I am using dark fresh freesia, light fresh freesia, and I'm also going to throw in some dark Highland heather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dark Highland heather to color my lines in my flower and where I believe shading would be on my flower. I don't like that end. I have more control if I use the bullet point. And then that's all I'm going to do. Well, not all I'm going to do, but yeah. All right, so then we've got that. So now I'm going to come in with the dark fresh freesia, and I want you to see what this does. This is where blending really is cool, because not only can you do light and dark, but you can kind of change the color a little bit or add, just it adds. So you can tell that there is a different shade of purple in there, but it looks really pretty. And you can always add a little more if you think you want that Highland heather to show up some more. So you can just do just like that. And then if you want to soften that line, just come in and soften it up. So this, I love using the alcohol markers, Stampin' Blends. I absolutely love them. My favorite way to color, although I did bring out my watercolor pencils the other day and had a lot of fun with that. I may do some technique with that sometime soon. I'm waiting for some things to come off back order and back into orderable status. And there's another technique that I want to show you that is really cool too. So then I'm bringing in my light freesia and I'm just working that down, and I'm going to almost to the end. I'm leaving a little tiny bit of white at the end, just to like kind of like a highlight look, or like the sun's really hitting it. So that's all I'm doing. And just like that, push that up. Okay, so isn't that flower beautiful? Can you see the Highland heather in there? I think that is so cool like that. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. I grabbed the wrong, yep, this is Highland heather. We're going to do the same thing with this. I'm trying to do this quickly because there's a little bit more to this card that I want to show you how to do. If you wanted to take the time to cut out every bit of leaf and all of that you did, you could mask it all up and then take a sponge or your blending brush, and you could blend a really pretty background. But I didn't want to do that, so I'm going to show you how to do that without masking. It's pretty easy. It's not really a technique though, but it works. Let's go ahead. Come on. Trying to do this a little fast here. All right, now let's come in with our light. Oh, I got another flower there I missed. That's all right. We can do it real quickly. All right, so there we go. Now I wanted to do this one. I'm going to do this one like maybe a little bit more of the Highland Heather in here. And then let's just go in with some light fresh freesia and just kind of blend that. Oops. Colored in the center of my flower there. That's all right. All right. I'm going to take a little bit of Daffodil Delight. I really wanted light Daffodil Delight, but that's okay. This is dark. It'll be all right. We'll make this work. Okay, so there we go. So we're just going to color that in. But isn't that pretty how that worked out in that masking? So you can see right here where my mask split a little. So that's what I was talking about, the halo. So if you cut it right on that line, it will prevent that halo from happening unless it slips on you like this did. But it's all right. I'm not worried about that. All right, so now what I want to do is I wanted to put some dots on this. So what you're going to do is you're going to mask your leaves just like so. I'm just going to show you really quickly, and then I'll show you the finished card. Okay, so you're going to do like that. Oh, I got a little piece right here. I don't know if this piece is going to work or not, but we'll try it and see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'm going to make it work. All right, so then we're going to come in. Oh, I didn't block that one. In this, you've got this little splatter stamp, and I wanted to put some splatters around there, and I wanted to get them right on or next to my flowers, but I didn't want them, we're going to use some crumb cake. I didn't want them to be on my flowers. So this is where you can use your masking technique too, and you can just stamp on it just like so, but then it won't be on your flowers at all. Ooh, this is very juicy. Okay, so let me show you real fast without smearing that. So see how it's right on it, but it's not on your images. So that's really cool. So let me show you how I did the coloring around it. I just took some Pool Party. You can smash your ink pad into your lid if you wanted to, or you can use re-inker. I just have some re-inker. I have a water brush. I'm just dripping some water right in there. I want something to protect my surface though, because this will get wet. Try to use as less water as possible because it will warp and mess up. And if you get too much, it'll bubble your cardstock. And plus, you don't want a whole lot of water next to your images because it will smear. So you just go like so, and just be careful with it. And then you can just blend it out. Same here, just blend it out, just like so. And just carefully go all around your card. And that's how you do that. So isn't that beautiful? And that is how you use masking to put images behind images. Okay, well, let me show you the finished card here. So isn't that pretty how that turned out? I think that's gorgeous. Okay. You want to take a bet if I say okay again? All right, so I'm going to save these. I'm going to put these in my stamp set because I don't want to lose them, because I can reuse them again and then I won't have to cut them off. Let's see here. What is the next one? So this is going to be the next one that we're going to do. Where is, I did another one that I wanted to use for a sample, but I don't know what I did with it. It should be over here, but it's not. You know what? I'll probably end up finding it after I, oh, here it is, right in front of me. Okay, but I'm not going to show it to you because, well, no, I'm not. You guys got to wait till the end to see it. Oh, I didn't want to take that apart. Okay, so this one, I am using another different flower. This is from an older stamp set. It's one of my favorites. It's the Timeless Tropical, and I wanted to do the Hibiscus. So I did what I did with the others. I stamped my image out, fussy cutted it out, and you can tell, see how I left barely a little bit of the black line, and that kind of helps with the halo image. And then this is another type of mask here where you just die cut out a circle. Let me show you how I did that. I'm going to move these bits and pieces and parts out of the way. So this card, we're going to do something a little tiny different. So I am actually going to die cut my mask and a layer because I want them to line up. Okay, so what I did was, when you're making your mask to do over your cards, make it a little bit bigger than your card. That way you can line your card up. So let me show you. So you want your image to be there. So we're going to flip this over just like that. And then you're just going to center this onto your mask the best that you can. You want to center your cardstock onto your mask the best that you can. That way your focal point is as centered as it can be. So that's all you want to do. And then you want to take some washi tape or removable tape and just kind of tape it down. And then you put your circle on there, or I'm sorry, not your circle, but you just want to tape this down because we've already cut our circle out of this one. I'm getting confused. You've already cut your circle, so you don't want to cut it again. So there you go. So now you have that. Now, if you want to keep it from moving around, you can always just tape this down to your surface. Now you have a perfect spot here to do your masking, your blending, whatever you want to stay within this circle. All right, so I'm going to move this aside because I'm going to cut my double layer out. So I've got that on there. I'm hoping that it didn't shift on me. We're going to move this out of the way. We're going to bring our fancy Stampin' and Cut and Emboss machine, and I am going to just run this through. I'm going to open this flap up because I really don't want that to go through, hoping that that didn't move on me. I'm hoping it didn't. Okay, and then I'm just going to run this through. Just like that. And I'm not going to run it all the way through because it will bend and crease your paper. That's sticking out here, and you don't want that. So I'm going to just do like so. And then we should have our mask and my layer that I want. And let's hope this comes off. I tried to take as much sticky off of this as I could so that it did not tear. Washi tape is not supposed to stick, but when you run it through your embossing machines, it does apply a lot of pressure. So sometimes it will tear your cardstock. So you got to be very careful when you're pulling it off. And a lot of times I'll just rub it on my arm, stick it to my arm a couple of times to remove some of the sticky, or on my shirt or my pants or something like that. Okay, so there we go. So now I have my layer that I want for my card, and then I have my masking layer. So let's go ahead. Let me think. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I'm going to bring in the layer that I want my cardstock to be masked on. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to line this up, center it the best that you can, right on there. It may not be perfectly centered. If you're one of those that has to have it perfect, you can always use a ruler and measure it. But I'm okay with eyeballing it. I'm good with that. All right, so now I am going to just adhere this, or not adhere it, but put some washi tape down to get it to stay in place. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to bring back in some scrap paper. Ooh, I hit the camera too. I'm getting fluffy. All right, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp my image, and I want the hibiscus image. I'm going to stamp her in yellow. I really think she looks pretty in yellow. So I am going to just try to center this flower the best that I can. I'm looking down at an angle. I could probably stand up and see better, but I'm just going to guesstimate here. So hopefully we can do a pretty good job. All right, so there we go. So it didn't turn out quite as dark as I wanted. It didn't get up enough, but it's okay. It will be fine. So now what I'm going to do is on this one, I did, because I don't want this to move. So I did put my liquid glue on there, a couple of dots, see if you can see it or not, and I let them dry. So now it just comes off, okay? So let's go ahead and line this up best that we can. Voila. There we go. All right, so now since this is a hibiscus and this is kind of a tropical flower, I thought it would be really cool if we did a sunset. So I am going to bring in, let me move some of these out of the way so that we can have a little bit more room. I'm going to bring in some melon mambo, some calypso coral, and we might use a little bit of blushing bride. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some melon mambo, and I have got my blending brush right here. I'm just going to get some ink on there, and then I'm going to come, you know what, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to stick this down here too, just so that it doesn't move around on me. And well, thank you, Chris. I know I love the colors too. They're beautiful. Okay, so here we go. So whenever you're blending, always kind of start off to the side first so that you don't get any blotchiness. And go light-handed because it's easier to add ink than to take away ink. So you always want to go light-handed, and then as you go, you can add a little more pressure if you'd like. It's really entirely up to you on the density of color that you would like to have on your card. So I am going to be okay with that. So now I'm going to come in with a little bit of calypso coral, changing my brush too, and I'm going to just kind of swirl that off. And then I'm going to add my calypso coral. You can start off from your flower as well too, so that you don't have any blotchy. And I don't like to go like this when I got a mask or up against it, because then you'll lift it, and I don't want that to happen. So and then I think I want a little bit of melon mambo on here. Okay, so like so. All right, so now I'm going to take my Calypso Coral again, and I'm just going to kind of go up a little bit, really light-handed, just to give it a little bit of that sun-kissed look. Okay. And then we're going to come in with some pink. Not even inking this brush up. I'm just using whatever is on there just to kind of, there. I think I'm going to go a little bit darker down here. Come up the sides. Okay, so are you ready to see? So you can always see if you're going to have a little halo. So if you're going to have a halo, you can move it over a little more. But I think we did pretty good. So let's take off this right here. And save your mask because you can use those for other projects. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that pretty how that turned out? All right, so here is your blending is always going to look different every time. And let me show you a sample here. See how this one looks just a little bit different? Our flower, I got that flower inked up a little better. So what you're going to do, or the card that we're going to make with this, is going to be, we're going to layer. I got to stop and think how I want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to layer this on here, like so. This is going to get put right in there evenly. So this should be the exact same size as my card base here. So we're making a card on top of a card. That's basically what we're doing. This is going to go on here. But before we go any further, I need to bring back in our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine because I'm going to throw in an embossing folder. This is the macrame embossing folder. I think it's very tropical looking. So we're going to use that. And we're going to emboss this guy first. So I'm taking off these plates because I don't need them. And I'm going to stick this in. Let me see here where you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to stick this in right like so. Just like that. Actually, I think I want it. No, that's fine. That will be fine. Come down just a little bit. So just like so. And then I'm going to close that. Then I'm going to stick this in. I know you're supposed, well, we'll do it like this. It'll be all right. So, because you want your hinged in to go in first, or sometimes if you don't do that, it could crack it, and then you won't have a hinged in anymore. So I think I've got my plates right here. And then you just crack that through, crank it through. And I'm going to go back. Just like so. And it slid out on me. So we only got part way. Darn it. Okay. You know what? Let's take that. We're not going to sweat that. We're just going to take that. We're just going to take another piece of cardstock and we're going to cut it. Because it dawned on me that I did not give you the measurements either. So it's 3.5 inches by 9.5. So we're going to go ahead and cut this. The only problem is now I don't have my circle right. But you know what? Let's try something. I wonder if this will work. I know that sometimes you can emboss over something. So let's see if we can do that. Let's just go ahead, put this in. I am going to see if we can do this. You will get to see if this works right alongside me. Okay, so here we go. We're going to stick that in there. I feel like I should tape this shut just to make sure that it doesn't. I'm lining up the edge of my cardstock to the edge of where it stops embossing. Okay, so let's try it again. You know what? You guys, this is going to be silly, but hey, whatever tricks you learn, tricks you learned. I tell you, they work. They all work, right? Hey, Lynette. So I'm just going to close that. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I am most definitely going to try this. Okay, before we waste another piece of paper. Not waste, but, you know, because if this works, then we saved an extra piece of paper. So I'm going to go through here, and I am hoping that that didn't slip on us this time, and hoping that this worked. We will see. Ha! It did. Check that out. Okay, so that was good. Woohoo! It's exciting when something like that happens and it works. Yay! Especially on a Facebook Live. All right, so I'm going to do this. I want this to have a nice crisp fold, so I'm going to get my bone folder here, and I am just going to fold that down. I want this to go right on the inside of this. So I'm going to adhere this down. I'm going to use liquid glue so that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And do you guys see what's happening here? I think this is going to be really cool. You can just put a center, like another layer over it, but then there really is no point in masking, well, except for you don't want it on your flower. But anyway, don't ask me what I was going to say. All right, so there we go. There it is. Give that a nice little fold. And then we're going to put this onto, this is a lot of cardstock though, but this is going to be really pretty. The finished part is beautiful. All right, so I haven't seen this finished yet, but I just know it is because I can envision it in my mind. So I'm going to lift this up so I can slide this to where it can be, ooh, too much. As even as I can get it, still a little more on the top. But I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to go with that. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to bring in a piece of white cardstock. This is 8.5. Oh, I set something on it. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to fold that over, making sure my edges are lined up, and give that a nice little, oops, got something on there already. We didn't see that, right? And then this is going to get glued down, okay? And we're going to glue that right down to the back. And this is Sahara Sand. Crumb Cake would be really pretty as well, too. My layer here is Sahara Sand. But like I said, Crumb Cake would be beautiful as well. And then there we go. So I just wanted to see how this was going to be. So then you have your card, and this flips up, and then there you go. I would suggest to use thick cardstock so that it's a little bit heavier. So use the basic white thick. I didn't. I just used the regular so that it's not so flimsy. But yeah, so that is really pretty. Okay, so then you can decorate the outside. We can put a sentiment. So let's do that. Let's put a sentiment on there. I think I want to put, what do I want to put? We could use a sentiment that is actually in the stamp set. Let me see here. We could use hello, thank you. Our friendship is timeless. Rest and relax. You deserve it. I think this one might be just a little too long. We could put that right across there. Let's try it and see what we think. It doesn't hurt to try it, right? Okay, so I am going to do that. I'm going to use a little bit of crumb cake on this one. I'm also going to stamp this because I didn't put my sticker on it, so I want to make sure that I know that it's stamping the right side up. Of course, I could always just turn this thing around. Okay, our friendship, I don't like the way that's stamped. Okay, so we'll try this again. Our friendship is timeless. Oh, okay. So we'll get this out and then we will, actually I have another piece right over here so I don't have to do no cutting. No cutting. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's see, hopefully, why isn't that stamping on that end? There we go. Finally, well, the hours isn't. Okay. It's okay. It's all right. We're going with it. All right. So I'm going to just trim this off right here. And I'm going to trim this. We can flag it, but I think this one, I just want to do like so. And then we can attach that right across here, like so. All right. So we're going to put a little bit of glue. Let me see. We're going to put a little bit of glue right here. Hopefully I got it in. You know what? We're going to put a little bit of glue right here. Oops, too much. A little bit right here. Just like that. Let's bring some of this over here. And then we're going to put that right across there. I wasn't going to take a chance of getting that wrong. Okay, so there is that. We can put a rhinestone on there. Let's put a little jewel right on there. And get that looking pretty. Okay. I think, you know what? I have not used these in a while. I really think that would be pretty on there. So these are the newest in color gems, and I think that they're gorgeous. Okay, there we go. Is that straight or is that crooked? It's a little crooked. I went through all that trouble and still did it crooked. There we go. Yeah, all right. So there we go. So what do you guys think? I think that is super, super cool. And then you can write your little sentiment here, here, or in the inside of your card. How about that? That gives you tons of room. You can decorate the inside of your card. You can stamp. You can do whatever you'd like. So we have that one. So let me show you. Here's another one using the bird image on there, and I layered it with basic white cardstock because sometimes I think that makes it look, I don't know, it's cleaner and classy. I don't really know the right word I'm looking for, but we used Bermuda Bay and Pool Party to do the background blending, and then I just roughed up the edges of the card layer of the one that we stamped. You can use your finger. I use some scissors. You can just scrape your scissors down it. You can use a fingernail file, whatever works for you to rough up your edges. And then the other one that we just did is right here. So there you go. There is 3 different, well, really the same technique here, but 2 different ways to use it. So let me clear this off so you guys can see. Tell me which one is your favorite, which one you like the most. I would love to know. And please stay with me because I want to go over some of these announcements really fast here. So the host code, let me see if I can find the right screen. I think it's this one. And I got to change. I got to change. I'm learning this, you guys. So it's so much fun, though. I got to change this. Hi. I think that's right. Yes, so there we go. So you like my pink glasses? So our host code for February. So with all your online orders that are under $150 before tax and shipping, please use this host code because that's what helps me. Oh, excuse me. That helps me to be able to have the product, to be able to demonstrate it to you, to give you ideas, to show you these techniques. So please use that host code. It's really important. If your order is $150 or more before tax and shipping, I want you to keep the host code and use it for yourself. Okay, so the next one is, this is one of the new releases that will be available in March. I can't remember the name of it. Oceans of the Wave or Waves of the Ocean. Waves of the Ocean, I think is the name of it. It is a collection. It will be available March through May 2nd. I am not sure if all of the things in here will be in the new catalog or not, the annual catalog. But anyway, so this is it. And let's go to the next one. This one's going on right now, All Together collection. I believe that there may be some in here that will not be carrying over. So May 2nd, this ends as well. So there's a whole collection of blends that are really awesome. They have their skin colors, and I have seen them used. I don't have them. I would love to have them. They you can color, you know, people images and all kinds of stuff. You can use them with the stamp sets that is in this collection, and you can use them for animals and all kinds of stuff. They're really, really cool. So let's go to, that is some of the other collection there. That is the paper that comes in it, the stamp set, the dies, and your blends. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is a new kit. It is in the kits collection. It is not a card kit. It is called a magnet board. It's like a chores thing where you can put notes and chores and things to do in there. It is really, really cute. So it's kind of like a home decor item. It is awesome. That is available now. And don't forget my class next week. It's Thursday, February 17th at 6:30. Bring a friend. I have a gift for you if you bring a friend. I will also post in the description of this video the link to register for this class. I'm doing it a little bit differently than just clicking going or messaging me. I want to be able to keep better track of who is attending and who isn't. So please use that link to register for the class. That is how you RSVP. So yes, so this is going to be a fun class, and I really hope to see you there. If you've never done this before and you've never stamped, that is perfectly fine. My cards are not that hard to do. I do try to do at least one that's a little stepped up or so, but we are all there to help you. The girls are so friendly, and we really do care about each other and want to see you have a successful night at card making. So please come. That would be a lot of fun. And I got one more to add, and that is, don't forget, if you're not on my email list, you really want to get on that, because for one, I send out a free card tutorial every month. It is exclusively only to my email people. No one else ever sees the cards. So that is only for you. Plus, you get to stay up to date with sales and promotions, all things Stampin' Up, all things Sponge and Stamp. And it lets you know when my classes are coming, what's going on with them, all that good stuff. So I'll put a link for that too. And then don't forget the Safari Celebration Paper Pumpkin. Tomorrow is the last day to subscribe to get this paper pumpkin kit. So it's really going to be cute, and I hope that you get it. So I'll put a link up to subscribe for that too. Hey, Megan. Good to see you on here. All right, so I think that's it. That's all the housekeeping. Let me go through this. This was my little notes here that I wrote. Oh, celebration. Remember, celebration is still going on. It is coming close to an end, though. So remember that with every $50 that you spend, you get to choose a free celebration item, a level 1 item. If you spend $100, then you get to choose either 2 level 1s or 1 level 2. So go on and on. That is really, really good. And that is $50 before tax and shipping. Okay, there's no limit either. So if you want to spend $200, you can get what you want with that as well. New kits, told you about that. Okay, so for the Okay, so hosting too. If you wanted to host a party, we don't have very much time left to do that. We'd have to do that really fast. But we can. So just contact me. So because you get extra perks for that as well. If your party order reaches $300, and you get the Calming Camellia stamp set, which is a gorgeous stamp set for free on top of your rewards that you would get too. Plus, it's a great time for your friends to be able to get free stuff too. You can do it on a personal order. If your order is $300, you will get your Stampin' Rewards plus the Calming Camellia. All right, and last but not least, is the joining special. So that ends February 28th. All of this celebration stuff ends on the 28th of this month. So time is running out. You can get 2 free stamp sets plus $125 worth of product of your choice, anything current that's Stampin' Up, and excludes host sets and celebration products. So it does exclude that, and it's only for $99 plus tax. Shipping is free. Shipping alone is huge. I would so love to have you join our team, the Sponge and Stampers. And if I can answer any questions at all, please just reach out, contact me. I'd be happy to help you any way that I can. If you're looking for a demonstrator, I would love the chance to earn your business. If you need any of our current catalogs, please again reach out to me, message me, PM me, email me, and I will get them out to you. So, okay, I think that's it. If you're watching the recorded, please comment, tell me which card was your favorite. Give me a like and share the video. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope that if you have not subscribed to my channel, that you will do so by clicking the red subscribe button down below. Make sure you ring the bell icon so that you get notified. YouTube will notify you every time I load a new video, so you don't miss anything. And give me a thumbs up, because YouTube really likes to see that, and that helps my business to grow. So I appreciate you guys so much for taking your time out today to spend with me. Have a happy and blessed day. Toodly-doo. Bye again.